The protest by JPSC and JSSC aspirants in Jharkhand intensified today as thousands of students gathered in Ranchi and marched towards the state assembly over alleged irregularities in government recruitment examinations. The Ranchi police detained BJP leaders protesting outside the CM residence. BJP leader Babu Lal Marandi has also been detained. They are protesting over JPSC-JSSC alleged irregularities. Meanwhile, the march to assembly has started. However, the police has imposed some restrictions as the agitation has continued for more than 2 weeks and has now reached a critical stage after the ED entered the controversy. After the Jharkhand government announced CID and ED investigations. However, despite the government claiming that around 98% of the students' demands have been accepted, protesters remain dissatisfied and continue to demand a CBI probe. The latest development came as students gathered at the old Vidhan Sabha before beginning their march towards the new assembly building. Student leader Ravindra Paswan appealed to the protesters to remain peaceful and follow constitutional norms. He also urged the people of Jharkhand to extend moral support to the students and appealed to Chief Minister Hemant Soren to accept their demands, which the protesters described as genuine. Earlier, protesting aspirants had left Jaipal Singh Munda Stadium and moved towards the old Vidhan Sabha. Students gathered outside the main gate before the planned march. However, at around 10:41 am, hundreds of protesters heading towards the new Vidhan Sabha complex were stopped by police at Old Vidhan Sabha Chowk. Jharkhand armed police personnel were deployed at the spot as security was tightened along the route, and the administration had already imposed restrictions around the assembly area. Section 163 of the Bharatiya Nagrik Suraksha Sanhita is in force within a 750-meter radius of the state assembly during the monsoon session. The restrictions prohibit gatherings of 5 or more people, processions, rallies, demonstrations and public meetings in the notified area. Razor fencing has also been installed at several points along the route, including near the Jagannath temple. The protest is linked to the allegations of irregularities in recruitment examinations conducted by the Jharkhand Public Service Commission and Jharkhand Staff Selection Commission. The controversy intensified after the ED filed an enforcement case information report, also known as ECIR, last week in order to investigate alleged irregularities in the 14th JPSC preliminary examination. The ECIR was filed on the basis of an FIR registered by the Crime Investigation Department, and the ED probe came after the Hemant Soren-led Jharkhand government announced a multi-pronged action plan involving the CID and ED following a marathon meeting with protesting students yesterday. After several hours of discussion, State Minister Sudivya Kumar Sonu said that the government believed that around 98% of the points raised by students had been accepted, and according to the government, major demands accepted included cancellation of the 14th JPSC preliminary examination and JPSC backlog recruitment examinations held in 2023 and 2025. The government also announced CID and ED investigations into the alleged recruitment irregularities. However, the students rejected the government's claim that 98% of their demands had been fulfilled. And the main demand remains a Central Bureau of Investigation probe into the alleged recruitment irregularities, particularly all those linked to the JSSC combined graduate level or JSSC CGL examination. The government has not accepted the CBI demand and has not refused to cancel the JSSC CGL examination. Minister Sudivya Kumar Sonu said that the state government could not unilaterally cancel an examination conducted under the directions of the High Court and the Supreme Court. Student leaders have accused the government of misleading the public by claiming that most of their demands have been accepted, and according to the protesters, only 3 of the 13 examinations whose cancellation was demanded have actually been cancelled. They have also questioned the CID investigation, alleging that the agency has previously been associated with what they describe as cover-ups. The students insist that an independent CBI probe is necessary in order to establish accountability and ensure transparency, and the controversy has also widened over examinations allegedly linked to TSR Data Processing Private Limited, which protesters have described as a blacklisted agency. Student organizations including the JPSC-JSSC Reforms Manch and Jharkhand Loktantrik Krantikari Morcha have demanded the cancellation of JSSC, CGL examination and other exams allegedly connected to the agency. And the agitation has continued for more than 2 weeks, with some students also observing hunger strikes, and student protester Devendra Nath Mahato described Monday, that is today, as a decisive day in the struggle, while protester Savita Kumari claimed that the government had not fulfilled even 5% of the students' demands from their perspective. Well, the students have appealed to the participants from across Jharkhand to remain united and conduct the assembly march peacefully. They have also asked protesters to move together, carry banners, and protesters avoid blocking roads and ensure that commuters are not inconvenienced. They have also urged students not to confront police personnel and to immediately report any unruly behavior. Well, police and the administration have made elaborate security arrangements across Ranchi, and authorities have appealed to students to maintain discipline and avoid confrontation. And Ranchi SP Paras Rana has assured protesters that they will not face police action as long as the demonstration remains peaceful. Well, the pressure on the government has definitely increased further with the resignation of all the 3 JPSC members, and Chief Minister Hemant Soren has assured protesters that justice will be delivered with full transparency. However, students maintain that the assurances are not enough and continue to demand a CBI investigation into the matter. But for now, the situation remains tense as protesters have been stopped at Old Vidhan Sabha Chowk while attempting to move towards the new assembly complex. And the government maintains that it has accepted most of the students' demands and initiated CIT and ED investigations, while protesters insist that their core demand for a CBI probe remains unresolved. And with the ED formally investigating the 14th JPSC preliminary examination, thousands of aspirants continuing their protest and security tightened around the assembly, the Jharkhand recruitment examination controversy has entered a critical phase. That's all for now. Stay tuned to the Savera for more updates. Do like, comment and subscribe to the channel.